Hey, good afternoon and welcome, or evening. It depends on where you are, I guess. It could be morning. Hey, my name is Mike Melvin. I'm a vice president with Beyond Organic, one of the founders. I just wanted to, I have a friend on the line, David Sandstrom,
Hey,
and
Mike.
I just wanted to, hey, Dave, how are you doing, my
I'm
friend?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing?
Very good. Hey, I appreciate you taking some time to go over some of the stuff. I know we
Sure
got a lot
thing.
coming out.
Yep.
Hey, since we launched this thing way back in November, it was great being together with you at some of those initial meetings, and we saw the power of what could be coming out, and what everyone knows. Well, those who do know Jordan know the I guess the quality of what he represents and his integrity. And gosh, we gained a lot of people who were really interested in the program and the products coming out and what the company had to offer. And it was awesome to see a fantastic launch and take off there as we build out our teams. And we got a lot of great changes coming down the line here. And as a matter of fact, the company just put out a couple new emails and stuff highlighting the announcements of what's going to be changed and some of the tweaks they're making to make, I guess, to explode the company growth. Now, Dave, I wanted to chat with you, I guess, because you've been to the ranch. You know Jordan and Dave. You know Jordan Rubin, Jordan and Nikki personally. You're good friends with Dave and Shan and Johnson. I mean, you are basically the inside source of or you have your hands on the pulse of what's going on here. You're a senior vice president. You founding member. You're part of the LRC,
Yep.
leadership, right? Advisory Council.
LAC, yeah, Leadership Advisory
LRC.
Council, right.
There you go. And you're a naturopathic doctor,
Yep.
which I think is huge because I know that and I don't believe you have much marketing background, but your background is in nutrition and health building foods.
That's right.
And so what really attracted you to what Jordan was doing here was the quality of the foods and what he represented.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know you've been to the farm recently. You want to share something? Some pictures you have from the farm?
Yeah, sure thing. I just threw these together. I have a bunch more. I'd like to put together a whole webinar on the ranch and the spring. Visited the ranch back in May and visited the spring just a couple of weeks ago up in Blue Ridge. And
right.
what we saw there was just incredible. I mean, the commitment that's coming from the top of this organization, from Jordan and the other leaders, and the amount of resources they've invested is just incredible. It's got to be unprecedented in the industry. I don't know of another company that's doing what Beyond Organic is doing. Let's go through a few of these slides and we'll just talk about them real quick.
Yeah.
This is the sign at the entrance to the ranch. The ranch is obviously very old. It used to be a horse ranch, but it's now the Beyond Organic Ranch. The I don't know what you'd call it here. The logo, it's the circle with the arrow. That is the brand of Beyond Organic, and the O stands for organic, and the arrow stands for Beyond. So that's the brand. There's a lot of cool stuff we saw. This is just a picture out on the property. All of the land you're looking at right there is part of the Beyond Organic Ranch, and there's a whole lot more. There's two major properties, each of about 3,500 acres, but all the properties together equal about 9,000 acres, all certified organic. And the property is massive. I mean, the capacity they have to produce food up there is just incredible. There's another picture. That's Michelle and I. That's my wife, Michelle, and my bride of 13 years and 4 kids later, and that's us. And here's the two of us with Jordan and Nikki. We just, this was the first day we were at the LAC meeting up there at the ranch. We spent 4 days there, but this was day one, and they were just showing us around. Here's a picture of me and some of the cattle in the background, and Jordan doing what he does best, speaking. There's me at the ranch. There's a lot of buildings here and there on the ranch. This was one of them. There's another picture of the sign. Now, this is one of the more impressive things. That building right there is brand new. Beyond Organic just built it, and it's the dairy parlor. And that's where they produce these quality beverages and cheese. And it's incredible. The building just starts. You start at one end, the production facility goes down the line there. Again, we'll do another webinar that covers these things in details, but it's impressive. That is a new state-of-the-art cheese fermenting room. It's climate controlled. It's just, I mean, it's one of the most impressive things about this facility is how clean it was. I mean, it's like a hospital setting. It's so doggone sterile.
Right on the farm.
Right on the farm. You know, when they talk about being farmstead and artisanal, that's exactly what they mean. You know, this facility right here, not only do they milk the cows here, just over to the right is where the milking station is, just off this picture to the right, but they produce all those products right there on the ranch. It doesn't have to leave, doesn't go somewhere else. It's the milk is not in the hands of another dairy. By law, a dairy farmer has to get the milk off of his property within 48 hours to send it to some type of a processing facility. Well, Beyond Organic doesn't consider that acceptable. They do it right there in-house. So it's all done. So they milk the cows there, they ferment the beverages there, and it's all bottled there and packaged there. It's all done under the supervision of Beyond Organic themselves. These are some cows that were born that morning. Their cows are being very fruitful and multiplying, and they're growing the herd. It's amazing. When a cow is born, they're up and walking around and mooing, and it's amazing what just a cow a few hours old can do. And this is Dave and Shannon Johnson. And Shannon might not be too happy with it. I'm putting this picture on here, but Dave looks all right. But anyway, I wanted to mention Dave and Shannon. They are part of they're two of the founding members of Beyond Organic. They started the company with Jordan. You might know them. There's just phenomenal success in some direct marketing businesses prior to coming with Beyond Organic. They have now resigned.
They had outstanding success in their previous opportunity.
Outstanding is an understatement. This couple, they're legends in the industry. If you know the direct marketing industry, you might even know their names. They're sought after speakers, and they pretty much wrote the book on how to build a network. And they're the ones responsible for our comp plan and the whole structure of the direct marketing end of Beyond Organic. And they just resigned their positions as VPs of marketing to enter the field with us. And Dave and Shannon, they reserved a spot at the top of our line, and they are going to be running the top of our line, and they're going to be supporting our networks.
That's a pretty gutsy move. Wouldn't you think that was a gutsy move to leave the corporate side and jump into the field? Yeah,
absolutely. And I talked to Dave and Shannon about this.
Huh?
I think so. Dave was telling me that he couldn't wait to do this, and it's not only their decision. They were strongly encouraged by Jordan and the other leaders in the company to do exactly this, because even though Dave is brilliant and he's a great administrator, that is not in the center of his sweet spot. His sweet spot is building networks, and that's what him and Shannon do best, and that's what they're going to be doing. And they're going to be supporting us doing things like we're doing right now, training and teaching us how to do this, because they know how to do it well. And they're going to be a strong support, and I'm really excited about them being a part of the field team with us. And this is a gentleman by the name of Colt Morton. Colt is a former professional baseball player and a good friend of Jordan Rubin's, and he is also above us in our network, and he's just a dynamic guy. And him and his wife Amanda are just a great couple, and absolutely committed to doing Beyond Organic and doing it well. And we're really happy to have them as part of our team as well. So anyway, let's move on with some other things. Again, we'll talk some more about the ranch on another webinar.
Right. Well, I know we got a bunch of new product rollouts coming, and which will entail open up new lines for marketing and new areas of people who might not necessarily been interested in just enhanced beverages or dairy products. But, we're looking at a lot of new things coming, and I know you know some more insight about that in terms of what we have. more beef products was one of the ones.
Yeah.
The beef and dairy did me just fine, but I know not everybody's completely completely into beef and dairy like I am.
Right.
But
Well,
what do we have coming out in the beef department?
well, there's going to be several new beef products. One of them is a beef and cheddar sausage that is just absolutely incredible. We had this at the ranch. We had a barbecue one night, and they cooked that for us. And we had the Beyond Organic hot dogs and the beef out there with hamburgers, but the new sausage was the biggest hit by far. I mean, it went really fast. One day they cooked it up for us as like a breakfast sausage as well, and it was just extraordinary. It was really, really good. I don't know what else to say about it. You know, the Beyond Organic beef, because these cattle are not fed grains, not quite as fatty as some of the beef that we've been accustomed to. It's a little more lean. In fact, a lot more lean. And when you add the cheese in with it, man, it just makes an excellent combination. So it's a really delicious product. That's coming out. Another one that's coming out is what Beyond Organic calls biltong, and we tasted this as well. It's Beyond Organic's version of beef jerky, but it's not really a beef jerky. It's more like a small piece of steak. But it is dried and flavored, and they just come out with a way to make it even more tender. You know, a lot of times when you have a beef jerky, I use it as a snack, but it's kind of rough and tough, and you got to really chew and, you know, keep it in your mouth for a while before it softens up enough to even swallow. Well, that's not the case with this. The biltong is just very easy to chew on, and it tastes great. It's going to be an excellent non-perishable travel food. I mean, really, really, really good. They're also coming out with some Beyond Organic roasts, various flavors. There's going to be like a barbecue roast, teriyaki, and they've got a way of tenderizing it, and it's going to be pre-cooked. So it's going to be a really convenient packaged one-pot meal. You know, what's for dinner? You know, let's just pull a Beyond Organic roast out and have it tonight with a vegetable. So that's going to be a great product as well. Didn't get to taste that, but I've talked to the guys who have, and again, it's kind of like the sausage. People just raving about how delicious it is. So that's what they're coming out with beef. We also tasted a new cheese product when we were at the ranch. They're calling it double cheddar. I don't know if that's going to be the final name, but that's what they called it when we were up there. Talked with Trent, the guy that's in charge of the ranch up there, and that's what he called it. And it's a different kind of cheese. It's not really like the Havarti or the cheddar. It's much softer. A little more on the mild side, not quite as sharp. I would think of it along the lines of the string cheese that the kids love to get in their lunch boxes. You see at the grocery store with in a long package. It's kind of got that texture almost.
Like a string cheese?
It's like a string cheese, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But it's very creamy and soft. And this is going to be the closest thing possible to raw milk, because this cheese is very, very. It's just the closest thing to raw milk that they do. You know, you can't get any closer to raw milk, and this is going to be a raw product. So we're really looking forward to that. What else?
And the cheese, the dairy will be still never raised above cow body temperature when it comes
absolutely. To the cheese. Yep. It's really raw.
We have some more green-fed or grass-fed A1-free dairy cheese, and this is great.
Yeah. Yeah, really, really awesome stuff.
Any news in the dairy department? Anything new that they might be introducing?
Yeah, I almost hesitate to say this, but you know, we're going to be getting some more details Monday with a leadership call that we're going to be doing with Jordan on Monday. But I think I can spill the beans on this one, and that is, there's been a strong demand for a low-fat or a Mossy Light. And so what they're leaning towards doing is what they shared with us was having a Mossy product that, and for those of you that don't know, the Mossy is the cultured dairy beverage, the drinkable yogurt. Right. And it's going to be half the fat and half the sugar, and it's going to be vanilla flavored. And they're going to call it a Mossy Light. And as a result of skimming some of the fat, some of the cream from that product, it's going to enable Beyond Organic to come out with some other products, and the first thing they want to do is Beyond Organic butter. So those should be coming. I don't know if they're official, but Jordan sure sounded pretty up on doing both of those things.
Hey, David, let me ask you a question. When it comes to the dairy products and the fats in the dairies, I mean, how important is it to have a grass-fed, organic type of dairy product instead of just what you buy in the store?
Well, it's super important. When you read books like the China study, and they talk about, how people that consume beef or whole-fat dairy products have a higher incidence of cancer, I don't disagree with that. It is true,
Right.
but they're consuming junk, garbage that you buy in a grocery store or a fast food restaurant. There's a night and day difference between that kind of food and what Beyond Organic is producing, and you really do need that quality fat with your dairy. It's really important because it contains the fat soluble vitamins D and E and A. If you skim the cream off, you're depriving yourself of critical nutrients that product can offer you. So, and that's a whole other webinar in itself, but we should talk about it on a regular basis. We've been duped when it comes to fat and cholesterol causing heart disease. It's simply not true. It's bunk.
And you see that big fat-free, marketing gimmick out there, and I know it's not the way to go.
And if fat-free were the answer to weight control, we'd be winning the war on the waistlines, but we're not. I mean, since the 90s, we've been eating fat-free here in the U.S., or low-fat anyway, and people are getting fatter. We have more and more obese people, more and more type 2 diabetics. Low-fat is not the answer. In fact, it is the answer to. It's an important part of a health-building program. So, but anyway, we can't get too deep into that tonight. I'll get too far off in the rabbit hole.
Okay, I got you. One more thing, Dave.
Sure.
I know Jordan's premise here, what we're doing at Beyond Organic is health first, and so here he is in a position reducing the fat content in an Amasi product.
Yeah.
Is he hoping that they eat the butter after they drink their diet?
Well, I think it's Jordan's position that we should be consuming, and it's my position as well, we should be consuming our dairy the way it comes out of the cow, the way God intended it. But because a lot of people have been asking for it, they want to respond, they want to listen, and be the kind of company that does respond to the customer's requests. I was reading a book last night, and there was a couple of businessmen, international businessmen, talking about, well, what's the most important language for business internationally? And there was an American guy there, and there was a Japanese guy there. And the American guy says, well, of course it's English. The Japanese guy thought for a minute, and he said, I think the most important language is my customer's language. And that kind of highlights the difference between, the Japanese management and the U.S. management, and that is, they are more in tune to the customer's wants and desires. And that's what Beyond Organic wants to do here. Is give people what they're asking for and give them a healthy alternative to buying something like a highly processed non-fat yogurt in the grocery store that's full of sugar and or worse yet, artificial sweeteners and devoid of nutrients. So they're going to give people what they want, but also give them a healthy alternative.
That should increase market, right?
Yeah, it's going to, and again, it's going to give us. That's what this whole conversation is about. Is why should we be excited about what's coming up down the road? That's one of the reasons. It's going to give us more ability to reach more people with our businesses.
That's it. I also understood that there was the skincare line was going to be coming out soon.
Yep, that's going to be coming out in September. Maybe about a month from now, there's going to be a whole skincare line. It's going to be a certified organic anti-aging skincare line. This is not something I'm an expert in, but it's going to have an excellent shelf life. It is going to be a certified organic product. It's going to be clean, meaning free from toxins, and effective. There are skincare lines out there that work, but they're full of toxins. And then there are skincare lines out there that are clean that don't work. Well, Beyond Organic is going to deliver both. And we're really excited about this product. This is going to be a 100-point product, which is going to really be a nice boost for our point value in our networks monthly. And there's a lot of people that are going to be really enthused about this product line. And
I know my wife is. She wishes we had it now.
Yeah. That's what I'm hearing from a lot of people is that, and not only that, not only is it going to be a great product, there's going to be something like the Swero solution with the skincare line. There's going to be a skincare solution where you're going to be able to give somebody a sampler, a sample bottle, a large sampler bottle, and let them try it out, and let them try before they buy. And then you'll, of course, have to get your sampler kit back because that's going to be fairly expensive, but you'll have a good reason to follow up with that person and say, hey, what'd you think of the products? Would you like to start being a consumer and or, share this with a few people and start making some money? So there's going to be a skincare solution like we have the Swirl solution now, so that's going to be a powerful business tool. Dave Johnson told me when I met him at the Spring just a couple weeks ago that 65% of Arbonne's business worldwide comes from the skincare line. And 65%. It was 65%. And Dave and Shannon were the ones that came up with the system on how to market that skincare. They're the ones that did it. And they were, obviously really, really successful with it. So
it took off with them. That's right.
That's what put them on the map. That's what caused their network to explode. So Dave and Shannon are thrilled about this. As far as they're concerned, we needed it yesterday, but it's coming very soon, and it's going to be a powerful addition to the lineup here. And so we're not going to have just food anymore. We're going to have, again, embracing the concept of living the Beyond Organic lifestyle. We consume more than just foods.
Well, I mean, the whole idea of getting rid of the toxins that you surround yourself with, you put on your skin, is just a good idea. It's a fundamental thing, and I think it fits perfectly into the product line. And I think some people are just going to pick and run up with that, run with that alone. And then, I think that's a big door opener right there.
Absolutely. And this is a good time to share this. A lot of people don't think too much about the products they put on their skin, but they should. Because your skin is very permeable, and anything you put on your skin gets absorbed. And where does it get absorbed to? Into your bloodstream. And from your bloodstream, It goes everywhere in your body, including your brain. All of your organs will receive that whatever you put on your skin. So here's a good rule of thumb, and it sounds a bit radical, but it's true. If you couldn't eat it, don't put it on your skin. In fact, if it was a product you can eat, you'd be better off eating it because at least it would get through your digestive system. Your digestive enzymes and hydrochloric acid would have a chance to start breaking it down, and your liver would have a chance to filter it out before it entered your bloodstream. Whereas when you put a product like, let's say, a toxic sunscreen on your skin, your liver doesn't have that chance. Your digestive system is robbed of that opportunity to protect you from that product. So what you put on your skin is an extremely important part of a healthy lifestyle. And the skincare line is going to be a huge step for Beyond Organic and our businesses.
And who knows where it could go from there? I mean, we're talking about skincare. It could go into the suntan, the sunblocks and things like that.
Well, I know there's been some talk, and we can't get specific here until they're a little bit further down the road. But I know there's some talk about coming out with body care, shampoo, conditioner, and household cleaning products, which are sorely needed. It's very hard to find some good clean products out there. So, and Beyond Organic, you better believe, is going to do it right. So looking forward to that. Those will be a little bit further down the road, but they're coming.
Yeah. I also understand that Jordan is putting together a raw foods line. Joseph's Storehouse. Could you share what you know about that?
Sure thing. And this is sooner rather than later. Beyond Organic has once again invested a significant amount of money, and they've built a raw food facility in Kansas City. And they're going to be coming out with a whole raw food line. And this is going to be announced very, very soon. Probably going to be coming out in the neighborhood of October. They're going to start rolling out some of these products. And one for sure is going to be raw sprouted trail mix, things like sunflower seeds and cashews and almonds and some tasty stuff in there. There's also going to be raw sprouted and fermented grains, whole grains, as well as flour. Raw sprouted whole grain flour. So
now, Dave, what's the benefit of a raw sprouted fermented grain over just the regular grain you would buy in the store?
That's a great question. A raw grain, I mean, you can, if you wanted to consume something like, let's say, wheat, the best way to eat it, and this is something I've been advocating for years, is we should always eat food as close to its natural form as possible. as close to its
Right.
natural God-given form as possible. What people don't realize is bread is a processed food. Man gets his hands on that, and he starts putting all kinds of ingredients in there, filling agents, texture agents, coloring agents, flavor-enhancing agents, and they're usually chemicals that make it worse for us. So the best way to consume your grains is in the whole grain form. A wheat berry looks a lot like a grain of rice. So you could buy your wheat in its whole grain form and boil it like you would rice on a stovetop, and then flavor it with whatever you want and have it as a side dish. That's the best way to consume your grains. And because Beyond Organic grains are going to be sprouted and fermented, it's going to make them far more easy to digest. One of the problems with grains these days is a lot of them are genetically modified, which is a massive science experiment that the food industry is playing on the American people, and they don't even have to label it as such, which is a big problem unless you get organic. Organic cannot be genetically modified. But Beyond Organic's not going to stop there, of course. They always go beyond those minimum standards, and they're going to sprout it and ferment it, which is going to break down the enzyme inhibitors. If you have grains, like in the biblical times, Joseph stored up grains for 7 years of famine. Well, those grains lasted in probably massive silos for 7 years. How did that do that? How did they accomplish that? Why didn't it spoil? Well, naturally, in something like a wheat berry, you have enzyme inhibitors that are put in there by nature, by God, that will keep it from spoiling. They block the enzyme process. So you don't want to, it's like a food preservative. And you don't want to have preservatives in your food, whether they're chemical, man-made, or natural. You'd rather not have those because it's difficult for your digestive system to deal with that, to cope with that. So once you sprout and ferment your grains, you break down those enzyme inhibitors, and it's much easier for your body to digest and absorb the nutrients from those foods. So that's the way to consume your grains, not go into the store and buy some chemical-laden, clever labeling whole wheat. I was at the store the other day.
Right.
I was in Publix, and I was looking for a healthy bread for a sandwich, and I was on vacation, so I didn't shop my normal sources. And this bag says 100% whole wheat. I thought, okay, if it's nothing but 100% whole wheat in that bag, maybe it's healthy. And I turn it over, and there's about 50 ingredients on the back, including preservatives and food coloring and the like. But they plaster 100% whole wheat on the front.
I can't pronounce half of them. Yeah,
absolutely.
Half the stuff in there you don't even recognize. I don't know how to say it.
That's exactly right. And and I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's a good rule of thumb is if you can't pronounce some of the ingredients on the food you're pondering eating, put it back on the shelf. Don't eat it. If something has maybe more than 5 or 6 ingredients, it's suspect.
Right.
And I heard somebody say this the other day, and I really like this. If you couldn't buy the ingredients, and they're in that product yourself in an ordinary grocery store, put it back on the shelf. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. When you see something like FDC number 6, yellow number 5, you can't buy that yourself, right? Well, that's a chemical that the food industry uses, and it's unhealthy for us. We've been duped. In the 1950s, the chemical industry came up with a slogan called "Better Living Through Chemicals." Well, these chemicals are made in a laboratory, and a lot of them come from petroleum products and/or chemical warfare technology. It's a sad state of affairs. So you want your products to be clean. The only way to do that is in an unprocessed form. So that's what the Beyond Organic grains are going to offer us.
Also, I heard chips and different maybe flatbreads coming out.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about. Some flatbread and some kale chips that I hear are absolutely delicious, out of this world, good. They're talking about nut butters like almond butter, tahini, which is sesame seed butter, those types of things, and they're all going to be non-perishable. So we'll be able to stock up on those and save them for a rainy day. You living down there in South Florida, Mike, you know what it is to live through a hurricane. Sometimes, a week or two after a hurricane.
During a hurricane, during a hurricane, you're certainly not going to run out to the local grocery store because
The
it's
shelves are
gone.
empty. Yeah.
It's empty.
If you,
And until I guess until you're in that situation where you couldn't get something if you really wanted it, the idea of having a storable food is especially a healthy storable food or a health building storable food is it's very attractive for us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Another thing that's coming is the pet food line. They kind of come out with.
I saw a video. I don't know if you guys out there have seen this video, but there's a video of Skip the dog eating the
Yeah, he loved it.
Did you get to see that?
Yeah, they recorded that the day I was at the ranch.
Skip the dog chowed that dog food down. Now, what exactly is the dog food?
Well, the dog food is going to be some muscle meat. It's going to be all beef-based, obviously, and it's going to have organ meats in it as well. And there's going to be an all-raw line, and there's going to be a raw/cooked line that it could be difficult for your dog if he's eaten all cooked foods all his life to make the transition to 100% raw diet, which would be his natural diet in the wild, obviously. Right. So there's going to be like a transition product that you can put your pet on before he's ready for the all raw. So it's going to be extraordinarily healthy. Once again, clean pet food. And we love our pets, and we should be if we think enough to put a good food in our bodies, why wouldn't we want to do it for our pets as well? So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Absolutely, and if for those of you out there, you feed your pets food, just read what's in their food. It's the bottom of the barrel,
right?
And I wouldn't even want to get into the details of what it is.
Absolutely.
But I also think it's really neat that Jordan is being very efficient in using the things that we're not using in our meat products as another product line that the pets will enjoy.
Right. By the way, while I'm thinking of it, the Beyond Organic hot dogs. If you've had them, you know how good they are, and they're a little different from what most hot dogs out there on the market, because it's 100% muscle meat in the Beyond Organic hot dogs. There's no other beef parts in there. When you get a hot dog at the grocery store, you're looking at intestines and testicles and all ground up into a hot dog. Whereas Beyond Organic is just putting good quality ingredients in there and nothing but.
Right. I would even venture to say, and this is all me, that our Beyond Organic hot food, our dog food, is probably more of a health building food than most hot dogs on the shelves in the supermarket.
Absolutely. Yep. There ain't no doubt about that. In fact, the Beyond Organic pet food you could eat, but that's not what the company is going to be. They're not going to label it as such, but.
I hope not.
No.
But health building all the way. Once again, a recurring theme with Jordan.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, let's spend some time on the Suero Cleanse. I know we got a new Suero Cleanse package coming out, and it's being marketed. It's being put together a little bit differently in quantity and a couple of different things. Could you elaborate on what you know about that?
Yeah, sure thing. I've been told by the end of this month, we're going to have the ability to order the Suero Cleanse package, which is going to be in a custom-sized box in a different size than we've been used to ordering the Suero. And it's going to be 18 bottles. And you're going to be able to break up different flavors. And and it's going to come with a booklet that's written by Jordan and Josh Axe, Dr. Josh Axe, who's been a strong advocate of the Suero Cleanse. And you're going to basically have a simple, easy cleanse to do. It's going to be $79. That price is going to include shipping. And all you do is you take those 18 bottles, stick them in your fridge when they come, and you just simply drink one bottle every 2 hours, 6 bottles a day for 3 days. And that's your cleanse. And when you consider that you won't be consuming any other solid food, that $79, you're getting your cleanse for just about free, because we'd be spending that on food anyway, which is, as far as I understand, in the marketplace, this is a very competitive price for an effective cleanse. And when the body has to digest food 3 times a day or more, we're spending a lot of our metabolic energy breaking down that food, digesting it, and absorbing the nutrients from it. And the body doesn't have the time or the metabolic energy to spend cleansing and detoxifying, like it would choose to. Now, we do a lot of detoxifying every night when we sleep, but you're not doing it 24 hours a day when you're eating. But when you do the cleanse, your body will get into, well, there's two phases of the food absorption. There's a anabolic phase, which where you're breaking down the nutrients and building up, and then there's the catabolic phase where you're not having to worry about breaking down the nutrients, and the body's able to focus more on the cleansing aspect and ridding itself of toxins. We live in a very toxic world, and a lot of times, we have detox organs, but they get overwhelmed with the onslaught of toxins that we receive in the course of living today. So it's a really good idea to give your body a little helping hand and give it a little break from digesting food and consume something like Swero, which is just an incredibly health-building product to begin with. And giving your body the nutrients, keeping your blood sugar stable throughout the day. I've done this cleanse already, and I was amazed at the energy I had on it. It was just unbelievable. I didn't even have a hunger issue, really. And I've done a lot of cleansing over the years, and this is by far the easiest one I've ever done.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be a great thing.
My 13-year-old also.
Yeah.
And he wound up losing about 10 pounds right up front just by drinking drinking some Sweros, and he really enjoys the Sweros. Mm-hmm. And so it's matter of fact, we just got back from football practice, and he just looks like a different player out there as he did last year. I know some has to do with the growth, but also, because we've been enjoying our Beyond Organic products for a couple months now on a consistent basis, I truly believe that you can see it, you can feel it, you can see it around with the people around you when they're eating healthy. They're definitely more vibrant, and we got an awesome product line. I'm just fired up at all the new things that are coming out. I know Jordan's heart is to get this message out there. I know his focus is on the health building aspect, but we really have an awesome opportunity here because David, tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know of any other ranch or farm that sells direct from a farm through a network like we have here.
No, this is one of a kind. You're right.
And with the home office, they're working on tweaking some of the marketing and stuff in terms of the back office to streamline our processes and to allow the newest person to take a product that's unique in the marketplace and actually get to a position where they can receive their products for free. I truly believe with this increase in product line and all the good news going on in the company, and then opposed to that is all the negative news happening out there in the world about Monsanto and their crops running wild and the FDA going after small farms. I think, if you've seen the movie Food Inc. or Food Matters or Farmageddon, which actually Jordan's in, there's a lot. I'm not quite sure what the agenda is out there, but I definitely don't believe the FDA has a health agenda for us. And I don't think that's their primary agenda.
No.
Call me on it if you disagree.
No, but, you're spot on right.
They're definitely tweaking some things. I had to mention here, there's $100 in product for $20. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah. This is a promotion, but it's a permanent promotion. If you spend $250 on product, you can then order a second order of $100 worth of product for $20. And the idea is, enjoy some of the products yourself, and then let the company subsidize you giving some product away to share with others. So the company is there to assist us in our marketing efforts, and it is it's a nice thing to have. I mean, if you have a large family, you can take advantage of that, but most people probably won't be buying that much beef and cheese or functional beverages right off the bat. But if you want to build your business and give some product away and let some people taste some of these amazing products, it's a great way to go.
Right. So what's that, an 80% discount?
Yeah, 80% discount for $100 worth of product. So you basically, the company is helping you build your business that way. Let's see, I wanted to say something else about Swero. Now I forget what it was, but, I wanted to say this, that if Beyond Organic never came out with another product, I think we got something amazing here. But the fact is they're going to be dramatically expanding the product, which is something to be excited about. But this company is like no other, and we have something pretty incredible in our hands. In fact, I would go even a step further and say if Beyond Organic only had one product, and it was Swero Vive, I think we could build a business on that. I
Yeah.
absolutely believe that, because this is such an amazing product, so different from anything else out there that's on the market. Has the ability to be used as a cleanse, or other uses, a sports beverage.
Right.
Replace electrolytes, fermented, probiotic infused, build your gut health. I mean, it's an amazing product. We could build a business on a single product here if we really wanted to. But obviously, they're going to be giving us a whole lot more than that. So we've got an amazing opportunity here to really jump on this thing, still on the ground floor. Absolutely on the ground floor. The market is completely wide open with this. So, I mean, what we're sitting on right here, I think, is just incredible.
Yes. Can you still hear me, Dave? I heard you
I,
breaking up a little bit.
I got you. I got you good, Mike.
Mhm. Well, another aspect too was I know that they were changing some. I'm just getting this from the insider letter that went out. They're doing away with the mission marketer position, the $39.95, and making the business builder as the primary way in to become a distributor with Beyond Organic. I
Yes,
actually like that idea.
I do
You know,
too. And we
yeah,
discussed this at the Leadership Advisory Council up at the ranch, and it was pretty much universal that the concept of having something in between a business builder and a preferred customer wasn't serving anybody. It wasn't doing anyone any good, because the company has found that a lot of people that join as the $39 mission marketer just weren't doing anything. So it's a way to kind of separate the wheat from the chaff, so to speak. Somebody that just doesn't want to
right.
do it, then don't bother. But if you want to build a business, to start a business for $200 is a pretty amazing thing. I mean, I've started a couple of businesses in my day, and believe me, I spent a whole lot more than that. Um, so if
That's the way it goes.
if you're interested in making some money, the idea of being able to start a business for $200 shouldn't be an obstacle. I talked with Mike Battistelli, whom we're going to be teaming up with here in Atlanta to do some more regular stuff for people that they can tune into, things like this, webinars and local meetings and the like. Mike is another network marketing guru, and he got involved with Shackley I'm pretty sure about 30 years ago, a long, long time ago. And he was telling me when he first got involved with Shackley, they had to inventory the product. So they got gigantic shipments. Their house was full of boxes. Then they had to sort the product themselves, and then they had to deliver the product to the people that wanted to make purchases. And they did that, and they made money with it, and they did very well. But, I mean, compare that to what we have here at Beyond Organic with no inventory. Everything's done online, and it's shipped directly from the farm to the consumer. This is an
Yeah,
easy business to get into. We're not
it
asking
really
people
is.
to do something that's going to consume them. Um, this is something that's very easy to do. Again, what
Absolutely.
we have here is an incredible opportunity.
And also the other aspect of the way, I guess that's a common perception for some networking type of businesses is that you're going to store a bunch of product, and hey, if you don't distribute it somehow, well, you're taking a loss. And the cool thing about what we have here is that I can't keep our product, the stuff we order. I got to freeze some of it so my kids don't go through it so quick.
Yeah.
And and also to what's coming, they're talking about a virtual free shipping.
Yeah, that's another exciting development. What they're going to do is was one of the complaints when, again, Beyond Organic, listening to the people out there. They're saying, well,
Right.
I can handle the pricing. The pricing, seems fair to me. For quality products, you expect to pay a little bit more, but it's not a lot more, and it's right there. I'm with you on the pricing, but it's the shipping that pushes me over the edge. There's some people that feel that way. Personally, I don't have a problem with the shipping because I think these products are underpriced to begin with. When
Right.
when you understand the quality that goes in here, when you visited the ranch like I have, you visited the spring like I have, and you've talked with Jordan and Dave and the others that are putting this stuff together, the quality that goes in, you understand that these products are actually underpriced. So personally, I don't have a problem with the shipping, but there are people that complain about it. So they've come up with a solution for that, and that is, it doesn't matter what size you order, you place an order, and you'll be given an opportunity at checkout to increase the value of your order. So let's say you want to place a $100 order. You'll be given an opportunity to say, okay, if you spend $150, you now can get free shipping for your entire order. So instead of spending, with the $100 order, instead of spending that money on shipping, you just spend a little bit more on product, and the whole order comes with free shipping.
Right, right.
So I like the
I
concept.
think that's huge.
Yeah, it's going to be a great concept, and it's a great way to get around that objection. Again, personally, I didn't have a problem with shipping. Jordan asked me. I said, I think it's very, very competitively priced to begin with. I don't have a problem with shipping at all. It doesn't bother me, but it does bother some people. So that's going to be, and that's going to be true with any size order. You could do that with a $10 order. You could do it with a $500 order. The same thing applies, and they're kind of going to use the Amazon.com approach, and that's what Amazon does. And I know when I'm on Amazon and I buy a couple of books, and I'm checking out, and they say, hey, if you spend $20 more, $30, $40 more, whatever it is, you get free shipping. I am inclined to do that. And I will usually go back and spend a little bit more and get the free shipping. I like doing that. So that's what Beyond Organic is going to be doing. And there's only one catch to that is the additional order, that 50% more, is not going to have any point value.
Yeah, well, there's still a shipping cost, so it just takes care of the cost.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So the fact that there's no points takes care of the cost, and that's that. And it should be a real a stimulus for our networks.
Yeah, and I really think that one tweak alone, on top, not to mention all the product additions, is going to put a lot of people over the top of them getting their product for free, where they might be under it or just right around it. They should be over it. And I think because I know that once we started receiving all our products for free, personally, I think it tasted better. But it's just a solid, it's a duplicatable system when you can show somebody, hey, I got involved in this, these products are unique, and here's why they're unique, and I just sharing casually with friends and family, and to the point where, oh yeah, and I shared this with a couple friends, look, I'm getting my products for free. Matter of fact, we're getting cash on top of it. So it's duplicatable. I think it's really going to go viral on us and take off that way. And the message is right. Especially in today's political environment and everything going on out there, I really think it's important, and I know you concur with this, David, that your dollars are actually like votes, and you vote with your dollars. And when you support companies and product lines that are doing the right things and are standing up for the right things, kind of like this Chick-fil-A thing that went down recently, and all the hoopla that went on with that.
Yeah.
But hey, that one day they had a Chick-fil-A day. I think they broke all the records in terms of what went down in people showing up at the stores.
Good for them.
Yeah. So here we are in a position where I know that myself and your family, my family, and Jordan's family, and gosh, everybody in our network here. Hey, we're locked arms with this thing. We absolutely believe in what Jordan's doing. We believe in the cause and the foundation that it's all rooted on. And I'm like a big cheerleader over here, just saying go, go, go.
Mm-hmm.
And my whole family's being blessed by all the products we're eating, and the relationships we're building along the way. It's been just incredible.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we got some really exciting developments coming out, things like the free shipping, the raw food line, just those in and of themselves could be real game changers for a lot of people. And I know that one of the objections that people have about doing Beyond Organic as a business is they have this concept that they're going to have to sell a lot of product, and that's distasteful to them. Well, the truth of the matter is you don't have to sell any product. All you have to do is commit to buying some and using it for you and your family, consuming it yourself. That's really all you have to do. You don't have to sell product. When you decide that you're going to go find 4 people that see the vision like you do, that understand the quality, want to consume these foods themselves, and are willing to go find another 4, that's the key to running a business. It's not knocking on doors. It's not cold calling people saying, hey, would you like to try some kefir? It's nothing like that. So I think it's worth mentioning that this is a very, very doable business. And like you said, when you get to the point where you're getting your product for free, man, that feels pretty good. It really does. And making a few bucks in addition to that as well feels even better.
and it's a real simple, duplicatable model there that we
Yep.
have in place, and it's we don't have to pretend we're the health experts. I mean, that's why I lean on you and keep pointing back to the company for any kind of health-related information. We have a system in place here that takes care of those questions.
Mm-hmm.
And absolutely, you know, and I think the real product is us when we're on the product. Because when people can sense a new vibrance to you and a healthy change about you, you don't be surprised if they ask you, hey, what are you doing? You look great. I mean,
Yeah.
you're glowing here.
Absolutely.
And that's the heart of what Jordan wants to see done.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's nothing's going to do that more rapidly than the Swero cleanse. You know, if you show up to work after a cleanse and you've taken 6, 7, 8 pounds off and you're more energetic and your skin's clearer, your hair is shinier, people are going to ask you. You say, you know, what are you doing? You can say, well, you know, I did this Swero cleanse. I did a Swero View cleanse. Like, what's that? You know, I'm interested, and I'm telling you, people want that in their lives. This is
Absolutely.
not a difficult thing to share.
Right. And you combine that with the fact that with Jordan's strong stance and the company's strong stance on the biblical principles behind what we're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, here we are in a position where, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities out there, but a lot of things you're chewing on the meat and spitting out the bones. This is all meat, baby. This is the good stuff right here.
Yeah.
And it's really simple for us, anyhow. It's really simple to start up a conversation because I have no qualms about, you know, if I see someone with a diet soda, asking them what aspartame is, and most people out there just aren't awake yet to eating healthy. They're just stuck in their routine of going to the store, and here's an opportunity to show someone something they really don't know about and completely bless them if they were to, you know, educate themselves on eating healthy and then follow through by eating healthy and heck, you know, bless them with some financials too and the opportunity to make an income and actually have their food subsidized.
Yeah.
I'm pinching myself here.
Yeah, I know.
And what's coming is I'm psyched. I don't know. I can talk about what I want all the time, but I know for everybody out there watching this, look, if you're not getting your auto ship set up, get it set up. Start taking the product. There's a lot of things coming. There's a lot of great people involved that you know, we're all locked arms here together, and we're going to fight the forces of evil.
And, you know, I sent an email out a few days ago. I'll send out a reminder before the end of the month, but I would challenge everybody listening, give the Swero cleanse a try. You'll be amazed what it can do for you. And I think it will really be a way to be even more encouraged about what this opportunity before us is.
Yeah. Well, Dave, I know we want to keep it kind of not too brief here or not too long here, but we got to get together and do some more detail. I know you got a lot of, every time we talk, you blow my mind away about your in-depth knowledge, but there's a lot of things that you could share. I think we could encourage a lot of people, give them the confidence to look into it more and take some action, take some steps. So maybe we can get together soon and do another one of these webinars. Yeah,
let's do that. Let's do some, I would love to do some shorter webinars, even shorter than tonight's, to make it, you know, more bite-sized pieces for people, but there's lots of health information that I want to share with people. So, you know, keep watching the emails and tuning in, and, you know, we're gonna be doing it, especially when Mike Battistelli gets on board with us as well.
Awesome. All right. Anything else you wanted to cover?
No, I think we pretty much hit the highlights there. I mean, there's a few more. Actually, there is one more thing. You know, I forgot to mention. One of the products that's coming out soon is a Beyond Organic beef broth, and we had the beef broth at the ranch, and it was delicious. I mean, if you open up a can of organic beef broth and taste it by itself, it's pretty disgusting. You know, you might be able to use it in a soup. You might be able to use it in a recipe somewhere. But we had the Beyond Organic beef broth like a soup, and it was delicious. I mean, this stuff was incredible.
And that by itself as a soup?
Just by itself, alone. And it was delicious. And so that's another product that's coming out, and it will be great for recipes. And it's also going to be useful as a cleansing product as well. So there's some great stuff coming out. We're in good hands. Jordan Rubin is one smart, sharp guy, and he is absolutely committed to steering the ship in the right direction. And I think they are really on the right track here. And I'm looking forward to what we're going to see this fall.
Excellent. All right, Dave.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
Your time and all your expertise, and we'll get something out soon. So.
All right, we'll be in touch. We'll talk to you later.
Adios.